Gann. He served our country for 23 years, and now instead of, honoring him, a Houston restaurant refused to serve him because he had a service dog as he walked into the restaurant. And make matters worse, local police called to the scene to settle the incident, supported the restaurant's decision. So this is how we're treating our heroes now? Here to share his story, Army and Navy veteran Ari Ohayon and his dog Bandit. Did I screw up your last name, Ari?
Not too bad.
Ohayon. How about that? I'm getting closer. Thank you.
Getting worse.
Actually worse. Thank you for your service, first of all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so you go into the restaurant. It was a Thai restaurant, right?
Yes, sir.
And what happened?
Well, I walked in. He had his vest on, just like he looks like now. As soon as we walked in, the waiter comes up and says, "We don't allow dogs." And I said, "He's a service animal. He's allowed in." And the cashier, the hostess, said, "No, we don't allow dogs." And I said, "Ma'am, it's the ADA and the state law just went into effect that says he's allowed in." And she talked to a manager and said, "No dogs. I don't care what it is." And I said, "Okay, I'm going to call the police. So you guys do what you got to do. I'm going to sit here and wait."
So the cops show up, and they took the restaurant side?
Well, I walked out, and he still had the vest on him. The officer asked me what was going on. I gave him my side of the story. He didn't talk to the restaurant people, and he asked me what's going on with him. And I said, "Well, I'm a disabled veteran." And he said, "Well, you don't need a service animal. You're not blind."
Wow. Do you think that's a common mistake? I know that you do need the dog, PTSD, and your back and your knees are kind of messed up from your service. So how was it resolved? Because you're not blind, they thought you didn't deserve a dog?
Well, that was a general assumption. It's fairly common that people think that if you don't have a physical disability, that you don't need an animal, but not all disabilities are visible.
Right. So why do you have Bandit? How does he help you?
He helps me focus on emotional issues, and he's also almost, I would say, I really don't believe in saying the word psychic, but if you're going to say something that close to it, that would be it. He can sense when I'm having an onset of a flashback or an episode of anxiety.
Yeah. And then to add to that, you fight for our country, you go into a restaurant. How did you feel in that moment when they rejected you?
Well, I could see from a business point of view that they were looking out for their interest, but we also have the law on our side, and those laws are put into place so people like myself and my brothers and sisters in arms and other disabled people could come out in public and interact.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that it's just a lack of education.
That's what it is. And that's why we were happy to have you on, because I think possibly we educated some people today. I mean, you don't have to be blind to need one of these dogs. And Ari, thank you so much for being on the show and telling us your story. By the way, we did reach out to the restaurant and the police department for comment, and nobody called us back as of yet.